All right, welcome back, everyone. I'm here with Brett from Trinity Financial.
Doing,
as
Alyssa?
always, great to have you on the set. And today we're going to be talking required minimum distributions. And I just told you, not too familiar with it, right? So what does that even apply to?
Well, and as I told you, you're probably 50 to 60 years away from required minimum distribution, because right now, everyone that has a qualified plan, meaning a 401k or an IRA, is going to face required minimum distributions. Current age right now is 73. So at age 73, they have to start receiving money from their qualified plans, according to an IRS mortality table. If they're not 73 before 2033, then the age goes up to 75. So you'll be 75, where you have to start receiving money from that qualified plan. And right now, it's currently the first year withdrawal is about 3.5%. So whatever the current balance is on December 31st of the previous year, you have to withdraw 3.5% of that money, which is now taxable income that goes into your tax base.
Okay, and that kind of flows into my next question I was going to ask, which, how do you forecast, RMDs and tax brackets?
So tax brackets can fluctuate,
Yeah.
Congress can change those, but the RMD right now is pretty set. IRS, again, has a mortality table. So we know what the factor is on what someone has to receive each year. We use an assumed growth rate, and so that's a hypothetical to kind of guesstimate what they're going to be each and every year.
Okay, yeah.
So hopefully, if the withdrawal rate is 3.5%, for the RMD for first year, and we're earning 5%, the value still increased, and then next year the RMD factor is based on a higher value. The IRS's goal is to have that money liquidated, over the life expectancy. My goal is to make sure that there's still money left when they pass to pass on to the next generation, even after receiving the required minimum distributions.
Right. So can it affect Social Security taxes or even Medicare?
It can. We don't have enough time to go into it, but think about someone earning if they're earning $5,000 a year just in Social Security and they have no other sources of income. Right now, they're paying no income tax, federal income tax on that. In the state of Illinois, it's no state tax. But they start receiving the required minimum distributions, that could put their provisional income higher, and now they might have to start including some of their Social Security in their tax base. So yeah, they can go from paying zero tax to paying, not a huge, depending on what their RMD is, but paying some federal tax. So again, it's a planning thing that we have a software that's specifically designed to factor that in, to prepare for that.
Absolutely. So are there common mistakes that happen with RMDs?
The most common mistake is missing it.
Yeah.
Because if you miss an RMD before the deadline, the IRS used to be pretty forgiving. First time they would just waive it.
Okay.
I believe now they still charge a 25% penalty, but it can be up to a 50% penalty of the RMD amount if you don't take it out on time.
Oh, important to plan ahead.
And the sad part is, a lot of the investment companies will say it's not their responsibility that you withdraw your requirement of distribution. We believe as a fiduciary, it is our responsibility to make sure you do that. But still, at the end of the day, it is on the client, the holder of the qualified money, to make sure they do that. But again, we feel as a fiduciary, it's our responsibility to make sure they do that. So to avoid the 50% penalty. Right.
Yeah. So any strategies you recommend to help smooth out those tax consequences over time?
Automatic required minimum distribution.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realize they can do that. So we set up investments so that they have that required minimum distribution paid out the same time every year on a monthly basis to avoid that penalty.
Well, learned something new today.
There you go.
All right,
it's
Brett.
a success.
It was a success. Well, Brett, again, thank you so much for joining us today.
Alyssa.
It's all the time we do have. But again, to learn more about Trinity Financial, just look at your screen there with the number 815-288-5800, or you can just visit their website. But we will be back after the break.